This is season 2, episode 7, and it's been probably about 2 weeks now because we went on a short little break. So we're starting back up again.
Hiatus.
Yeah.
I had COVID, and now I have a stomach virus, and now I have a fever.
Pussy.
I am really sick. It's really bad.
Have you tried just getting better?
Yeah.
I actually have, and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah, maybe you should fix that.
Yeah.
What type of view are you guys on? I'm like on gallery view right now. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm on gallery because I gotta like capture it for the
Gotta get the close-ups and everything.
The close-ups. Wait, yeah. Gallery is the one. Let's see.
No, I just missed. Oh, if you're fine, don't worry.
Okay. Are you raising a hand? All right, well,
yes.
We're going on a complete tangent here.
Yeah, we are not talking.
Anthony, did we prepare questions for this podcast?
No, because I just figured since we were talking before about some stuff, we could kind of just go like from there. But I do have one question that I think we should ask every single person that joins us.
Introduce yourself, Ryan.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Oh, are we recording right now? Like, are we going?
Yes. This is like
I'm just being weird.
No.
Everyone, I'm Ryan Mecca. I ran track and cross country with Jonah in high school. I'm a year older than them.
Yeah.
Excited to be here on the podcast, season 2, episode 7, you said?
Yeah. So I guess the one question I always like to ask people at the start is, what's your athletic history like? And you could go as far back as you want.
You said athlete?
Athletic history.
Ah, got you.
Yeah.
So if we're going back all the way.
Okay.
I started like probably working out when I was like 7. My dad would just have me do like random like exercises like in our basement because my dad's like a fitness freak.
Oh, nice.
So that's probably when it started. Like I think in like so like when I was in 6th grade, I was literally able to do like 27 like pull-ups or something like that.
That must have been a crazy flex on the
Dude, it was like me versus Jack Mulham every time because we'd like compete in all like the physical fitness testing shit.
Okay.
So like we would just go back and forth.
So did you get that presidential thing or whatever it was?
Basically like every time, yeah. Because it was like everybody else was just normal, and then it was just me and him would go like back and forth.
Yeah.
Because we were just competing to see like who could like be the best in like everything.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I could never get presidential because sit and reach killed me. But go on.
I'm a flexible man. I remember one time, it was 6th grade. I ran like 6 minutes flat for like a mile, and I was like, oh, that's cool because like I didn't run. And then I beat Elizabeth Radke, who was also really fast at the time.
Okay.
And then she like re-ran and she ran like a 5:40, and I was just like, what the fuck?
I feel like if you are going 6 minutes or under as a 6th grader or what, like it's unheard. I remember always thinking like, holy shit, like how is that possible humanly?
I didn't even train or anything. I just was the only reason I tried in the running stuff was because they started giving out like bags of chips and stuff. So I was like, oh cool, I kind of want chips.
Wait, and let me ask, did that have any influence over you deciding to run?
Not at all.
Okay.
The only reason I started running was because I got super like into soccer. So I was like, oh, I'll start running to like help me do better at soccer.
Okay. Oh yeah, here, continue with your athletic history because.
Okay, so blah blah blah, worked out nonsense on my own. Then I started doing soccer probably in like 7th grade, travel. I started doing running on the side for like just track. I basically would just go like undefeated because I guess I'm like decently genetic ice, whatever running.
Yeah.
That's middle school. And then Mr. Young's told Cantwell about me, and they were just like pulled me up in like 8th grade. So then I started like kind of training, but I was getting injured a lot.
Okay.
And I was basically convinced to quit soccer, which kind of sucked. And then I just ran until like a year and stuff consistently after high school. And now like I just started lifting. which is pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that is nice. Okay. You know, I to be completely honest, I always knew that you got brought up in 8th grade, but it just never same thing with the radio. I just don't think of it like that. You know what I mean? Like it just it happened, but I just forgot kind of.
No, I get that.
I mean,
I
at
feel
the end
like
of the day, like we weren't there for that, for them being
Yeah.
like pulled up. You
I
know,
was
we
gonna
were
say this is kind of
sick.
like before your like era.
Yeah, before we like got to the actual war mobile. But anyway, so yeah, you decided to pretty much stop running. You ran for almost a year after high school, a little bit more, a little
Dude,
bit.
I was waking up at like 5 a.m. because I'm working a full-time job and then I have like class and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna run if I do it later. So I'm just gonna run at like 5 a.m. so I could like fit it in.
And okay, personally, I struggle with the ability to get up and go for a run. So how did you do that consistently?
I just was just like, fuck me, I gotta do it.
Okay. Interesting.
I just forced myself.
And
And it's funny thing is like willpower and like mental. I'm kind of cutting out. I don't know if it's my connection.
yeah, I see you cutting out a little bit. I think you're good now.
Your faces are frozen, and I kind of just barely hear Anthony talking.
I mean,
We can hear your audio,
Okay.
Mecca.
Yeah, I can hear. You ready? I'll
Yeah.
type in the chat if I even can. I don't know how to do this, but I can
Okay,
hear
no,
you.
it seems good now. I don't see Jonah's image. I don't know if he's here or not.
Yeah, I think he turned it off, but I can pretty much continuously hear you, but your picture freezes.
All right, got it. Where did I leave off? Oh, okay. So basically, it's much easier to do stuff if you make it a habit rather than making the conscious decision every time to do it. So basically, you got to make a habit system or like where you make the decision ahead of time. So when you give yourself a chance to make a decision, you're allowing the potential for you to like mentally weaken and be like, do I really want to get out of bed? So if you make the decision the night before, let's say every weekday, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. And as soon as your alarm like goes off, you don't like sit in your bed and be like, do I really want to get up? No, you just get up because you made the decision like prior.
Anyway,
That's really interesting though. I've never thought of it like that. Just like making like pre-programmed decisions instead of like in the moment decisions. Like that helps you like commit to something.
So you're saying
that's so weird.
You're saying make things a habit basically, and then
make things a habit.
Yeah, and I find that to be incredibly not just interesting but also true, because personally for me, I've tried. It hasn't been a very long time at all. It's been 5 days or 4 days, something like that. I've been trying to do a core streak where I do core every day. Like, doesn't have to be for a long amount of time, but like just a little bit. And so it's kind of gotten to a point now where I'll just kind of get down and just do it, because I've tried not to give myself that choice, but I haven't really connected that idea with the habit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is kind of like, I guess it relates to that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I was you, you should just make it like a routine, like every day at like 10 or some shit, like just do your core.
Yeah.
You just like have a routine in the system. It's like easier to maintain doing stuff.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I think that's probably a good tool people can use for training, whether that's like lifting or in the gym, that a lot of people do. I mean, you said it, you used it yourself, waking up in the morning, you know?
Yeah, that sucked, but yes, I did do that.
You know, it does suck, but you know, it's at the end of the day, you do what you say you're going to do, you know?
Yeah, without a doubt. And then I decided to become fat and lift weights. So that's where I'm at now.
Hey, you're still staying in good shape though, and like you probably I'm assuming you have a really low body fat percentage. So like if you can lift consistently, you can probably get decently toned.
No. I did have a low body percent fat, like whatever. I think I was at 5 when I was running, like 5%. But I think I'm like 16% right now.
Oh my God.
I'm not like fat or anything. Like I'm like still considered in the athletic range, but still it's like
it's a jump.
I mean, but you know, that's been mostly intentional though, yes? Like it's been kind of like a bulking thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I like super like in detail track like how much water I drink every day, how much protein I eat, and yeah.
How do you just out of my own curiosity, how do you do that? Because I used to have a whole system too.
I just use the MyFitness app. So if it says a barcode, I scan it. If it's like I eat like something like McDonald's, I don't normally eat McDonald's, but I could just look up like a Big Mac, you know?
Yeah.
If I get pizza, I could look up like a generic pizza. So it's
Yeah.
like a ballpark range, but like I figure it's better than me just like going.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like the nutrition database is like, you know, you kind of got to work with what you got, but
Yeah.
it work for the most part.
But yeah, so my main emphasis, I eat like a ton of protein because
Okay.
it's like protein is really important in muscle recovery, and it boosts testosterone, which is just a bunch of other stuff that leads into like muscle growth.
Yeah.
So like I literally eat like 180 or to like 190 grams of protein a day.
You want to hear actually a fun fact?
Go for it.
Eating like yeah, you can oversaturate yourself with protein. It's not a bad thing, but you just pee it all out. So I guess it's better to eat more than less, right? In a way, in a sense.
Yeah. So I also take a ton of supplements and stuff like vitamins. And somebody's like, "Oh, you have expensive pee," and I was just like, "Listen, I'd rather have expensive pee and live longer and like be healthier. So you could suck it."
Expensive pee and live long. That's an amazing way to put it. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's worth the trade off. Like it's whatever.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like it can really hurt you. You know what I mean? It's only to help you. So it's better probably to do it than to not do it. But in speaking of terms of lifting, what kind of stuff are you doing now?
So I first started off doing like push pull legs.
Okay.
I was working out like 5 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
but that kind of was not fun because like I'd be working out for like 45 minutes to like 90 minutes every time, and that was like a decent amount of time every day.
Yeah.
And on top, like I said before, like I have school, I got like work and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm gonna switch to like a full body program.
Okay.
So now I work out like 3 times a week, and yeah, I just basically kill my body, and then I suffer for a couple days, then I do it again.
So I don't know. Last week, or not last week, last episode, we had Nick Marzo on the podcast. He was a power lifter. Are you like getting into anything like that, or it's more just about like getting like stronger in training muscles? I mean, I know you said you do body weight day, you do full body days, but is it about sort of like just casual lifting, or are you doing like a specific kind of lifting?
Just casual.
Okay.
I mean, I work out with my brother who like actually like knows what he's doing.
Okay.
So I just basically try to like, I guess I just try to progressively overload every time. So I'm basically just doing it for strength. Like when I say casual, I don't mean like I'm just going there to like hang out and like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going there with like intention to get stronger, but it's not like I plan on doing like a competition or anytime like soon like that, you know?
Okay. Yeah. So you're training, not competing, I guess you could.
I'm just literally just working out, and I'm starting to try to get like in good running shape or like decent running shape again for like the Spartan thing that we're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at some point. Are you what are your thoughts for, I guess Jonah, do you want to talk about what we're all doing first, just so people listening can know?
Yeah, so basically a group of guys that are alumni and also who are still on the team at Ward Melville. I think it's like 7 or 8 of us are planning to do a Spartan race in June in Pennsylvania, which is, I don't know if you guys listening know what a Spartan race is, but I believe ours is a 10K obstacle course.
Yeah,
10K obstacle course, so 6.2 miles. It's going to be a lot of climbing and jumping over things, and it's going to be muddy, and it's a lot of teamwork stuff. So it's going to be fun. I've never really seen or done a Spartan race. I don't think any of us have. So yeah, should be really fun.
Yeah.
I've done the Warrior Dash isn't a thing anymore, but I did the Warrior Dash in like 7th grade.
What's the Warrior Dash?
It's like, it was like a 5K obstacle course. You go like up a mountain, you like swim you swim, do like barbed wire stuff, you crawl under, like jump over fire, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, fun fact, I had to lie about my age because I was too young to do it. And my dad's like, we'll just make up your age. I forget what I had to be, but he was just like, we're just going to fake it. And I was just like, okay.
That's like, that sounds exactly like something you would do. Wait, so you're lifting now. You said you're getting into running shape. Have you done any more research about the Spartan race? Are you like what sort of are you going to try and get into a better running fitness? Can you run 6 miles now? Like, what's the deal?
I totally think fitness wise, I could 100% run 6 miles. Definitely not as fast as I used to,
Mm-hmm.
but I could definitely do it. My main issue is there's so much like tension and pressure in like my body now because I literally gained like 50 pounds in like 4 months.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
like my Achilles and like my lower back get so incredibly tight when I run now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I could probably like I run like a mile. I don't know if I sometimes upload my stuff to Strava. Like I run like maybe like 4 miles a week right now.
Okay.
I could. It's just like my lower back is so tight. So like I usually just stop after a mile to just stretch for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's been my problem as well. My lower back's been messed up.
you gain like a lot of weight as well, or
It's not even that I gained a lot of weight. It's just like it's been on and off ever since I got to college, like in September or August rather. And I think it was because I took basically the entire summer off because my foot was like very messed up. So I like wasn't doing any core or really anything. So yeah, that kind of screwed me over. And I think a lot of lower back problems do stem from your core, but I mean, I can understand how gaining weight could definitely put a lot more pressure on like your lower back and your Achilles and stuff too.
yeah, probably doesn't help though that I also do like deadlifts all the time, which is just
Right.
like
Yeah.
going back to what you said, did you do like aqua jogging or like any like cross training to try to keep like endurance?
Yeah. So whenever my lower back would act up, I would pretty much just go on the spin bike or I've been starting to row recently. Before I had COVID, I was rowing a fair bit. And then I would like run a mile. I'd usually like row for like 10-15 minutes and then I'd run a mile. And then I do pretty hard spin bike workouts and just try to like absolutely die for like 40 minutes. And then that's pretty much it. But like I'd get back to running. I'd like spend a week or two cross training and then I'd try to run again. And then by the third run, it would be like my back would be like, nope, not good. So,
Yeah, that's not fun.
yeah. But I mean, no, my plan for now is just like once I get past whatever illness is happening right now, I just want to like focus a crap ton on core and doing like physical therapy stuff that my PT guys have been saying and just like running very minimally and doing a bunch of cross training. So yeah.
You should get it for core. You should get an ab wheel, which is just like the little wheel. You hit like the two handles. It's literally like the best core exercise you could do.
I've been trying to. I've been really focusing on planking.
Oh God.
that's been my go-to exercise for during my short core streak right now.
When I met up with the Nick Simmons thing in New York, right? Did I tell you guys about that?
Yeah.
Dude, at the end of it, he had us all do like planks, but the planks you couldn't be like on your elbows. You had to be like in a fully extended like push-up position.
Oh really?
It was so painful. I lasted like 6 minutes. And there was like 30 people still going, and I was just like, I what?
Well, I mean, he does
6 minutes in like an extended plank. That's crazy, Jesus.
You know how painful it was driving home from like the city after that, dude.
Yeah,
just couldn't.
That's tough.
Had to drive.
Were you in his video?
I'm in the background in a couple shots. What he did is he just did like a raffle and he raced like 3 random people, and then he's like, the track's too full to like have a race for like shoes, so we're gonna do like a planking thing instead.
I wonder if he had to do that a lot because he just like sends things out there and he has a big following now, so people just from everywhere come.
Yeah, there was a lot of people, and then people were just coming up to us and just like hanging out that had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
They just saw cameras and they're just like, yo, I want to be in this.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
That's really funny. Okay, but there was some stuff I wanted to ask. So for the Spartan race, you said you've gained a lot of weight, so you're like running now, everything tightens up. Have you put effort into trying to reverse like that tightness that happens?
Oh yeah. So I just stretch every day basically.
Okay. Yeah.
I mainly focus on I have Achilles tendonitis in both ankles, so I have to put like a lot of effort into there. And then I just like stretch my hamstrings and stuff and like do stuff for my lower back. And before I run, I usually use like a heating pad now on my back.
Okay. Does that all help, or has it been getting better?
It has been getting better, but like it's not like crazy progress. It's like small, like bit by bit, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. And also just regarding the whole transition from running life to kind of lifting and like overall fitness life, are you happier?
I mean, I'm gonna say yes,
Okay.
but I put so much like strain on myself, like with running, that
Yeah.
I basically ruined it for myself.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I do miss running, and like after I run, I feel like really, really good,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I think clearer and stuff when I run or after I run. So I don't really know what my answer would be if I didn't like put so much like pressure and like emphasis on myself to do well to the point where like like I was basically just like dying every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm not sure what I would have been at if that happened, but I mean, as of now, I guess I like lifting better.
Yeah.
It's also just more convenient since I don't have to like run like 70 miles a week. I could just go like lift like for like 45 minutes, like 90 minutes, like
Yeah.
3 times a day, 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm. It's also kind of like you said, there is a lot of, no matter what sport you're in, if you're putting so much pressure on yourself, it can get to a point, and we brought this up in the last podcast a little bit. It can get to a point where if you take something so seriously, it can become unhealthy. Do you know what I mean?
That was 110% me throughout all high school and up until like the point where I quit. Did I tell you guys like what happened?
No.
So I was training for Suffolk, right? Because I was in pretty solid shape, not like spectacular, not like my 11th grade year or senior year of high school, but I was in good shape, right? I was putting like 50, 60-mile weeks in over the summer. I was cross training and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in good shape, but like I wasn't loving it. And then I was like on the team for a bit. I went to like 5 practices and I just hated the team and I wasn't like loving like running. And normally I do like really good in workouts, like I kill it.
Yeah.
And then we were doing this like one workout on like, we're doing like cardiac repeats on like at Sunken Meadow, which was painful as hell.
Yeah.
And like midway through it, I was just like, why am I doing this? Like I literally, it just like clicked. Like I was just started like slowing down. I'm like, I could totally like speed up. Like I have so much like left, but I'm just like, this doesn't like fulfill me at all. Like I'm kind of miserable right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It got to a point where the contemplation of, I could be so much happier, like doing like this isn't what I want, and I
Yeah.
think that's a very important thing to realize, but it's also a difficult decision because you've at that point you've spent so many years putting your effort into running. It's kind of like you got to be somewhat courageous to take that jump and go into something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely a big thing. Realistically, I probably should have done it earlier just because like I was like spiraling down like mentally. Like all my, I guess the stuff was like compounding negatively.
Okay. Yeah.
So I either should have taken like a break, just like maybe a couple months off from running during like high school or something, or I should have just like flat out quit and like tried doing something else, or maybe taking a season off, trying it in a different sport.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to like reset everything, which I didn't do because I was just like, no, I gotta like do this.
Yeah. I feel like we've had this conversation over text before, but you should 100% get into rock climbing. I feel like you'd love it.
And you told me about it. I just like don't know where I would do that. So
maybe if
when
I
we're
don't know,
home,
maybe at
when
some
we're
point.
home, I think
Yeah.
we can. There's a day that our spring breaks intersect, and I don't know if you're going to be home like around. I think March 12th is the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely go to the rock climbing
Just
place
go
and
rock
check it
climbing.
out. It's fun. It is. It actually is tons of fun.
What-
Maybe we should get Andrew if he's there too, but who knows?
Rock climbing.
Yes.
Wait, what did you say a second ago, Mecca?
I don't know that I should have taken a season off from running or just
Oh,
quit.
I thought you said something when Como was talking. Oh, okay. But no, definitely because it's kind of, rock climbing is a lot of body weight stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but calisthenics or something.
Calisthenics, yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like that. Some of these people though, it's crazy. Like these are the kind of people that can do like the human flagpole and stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, I follow this guy named Pivot on like Instagram. He's from like Brazil, and I swear this guy has the strongest like shoulders in our body ever. He jumps around and he just walks around on two hands, and he does like push-ups with his feet out. He'll eat like Oreos while like holding himself up with like one hand. So when you say calisthenics, like I follow this guy, he takes it to another level. It's like insane.
God damn. Okay. How long have we been going for? Because I think I have a theory that this is my school account and it won't cut us off at 40 minutes.
I think we're around 30 minutes right now.
Okay. All right. So let's keep it going for a little bit longer, and then we can, we'll shut it down when the time comes. But there's a couple things I know you said before.
You were talking about how in the text, overconsumption is the cause of majority of mental and physical health issues. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. All right. So how do I explain this best? All right. So do you know what a dopamine feedback loop is?
Kind of, but can you explain it for us?
Okay. So your brain rewards you for doing certain tasks. It releases dopamine, makes you feel good, right? So basically by doing a certain thing, if it makes you feel good, you'll get addicted to it literally, because like your brain thinks it's like a good habit to have.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe like you think someone's in your house, you go and look, and then you feel like a great sense of like relief. You feel like relaxed. That's dopamine hitting your head. So with social media, your brain is always like processing information and it always wants to process more information. So you get dopamine hits every time you scroll through like a post, and then your brain's like, oh, what's up the next thing? I better not miss out. So you scroll again and you find out it releases more dopamine. So by literally just sitting on Instagram and like social media, TikTok, just scrolling, you're getting little hits of dopamine and you just get stuck in like a loop, literally. There's like that. Then there's the food portion. So in nature, we're given dopamine from eating sweet stuff because normally it has nutrients like that you need, like fruits. So today we have like candy bars and stuff that has zero nutrients, but we still get that little reward system that gives us rewards, dopamine hits whenever we eat that. Yeah. So people over consuming like chocolate now because we have unlimited access to food, unlimited access to like whatever, and nobody's filtering it out or like saying maybe I should stop. So they just keep going and keep going.
Yeah.
And their brain keeps rewarding them for it because like, oh, this is good. Like, this is sweet. Like, it should be a good thing. Like, we're getting nutrients. So it keeps like rewarding them.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because something that came up in, and obviously I'm no expert, but one specific sentence that one of my teachers said, or professors, I guess, was, it was world hunger. It was, I think it was world hunger isn't a lack of food problem. It's a food distribution problem.
Oh yeah. Like we throw out so much food. If you go to Stop and Shop, I think like Wednesdays is when they empty out their like stock of stuff. They throw out so much food. Like we produce like, I think like 80% of the food that like goes to China. Like we mass amounts of food. It's just not profitable to send it to like poorer countries, you know?
And it's crazy because then you think about us, and I guess like then you think about like people here, and it's like the overconsumption part of it. And then you like you said, you eat so much of it, and then with that, what was it called, dopamine feedback loop?
Yeah, so the dopamine, yeah.
And it just, because there's nothing telling you to stop, but it's actually telling you to keep going. It's interesting.
And then there's more to this. So your brain, your body is perfectly suited to like subconsciously manage like everything. Like hormones are like a literal drug, right?
Yeah.
So you're in conflict, your body enters fight or flight, like it shuts down like digestion and stuff that doesn't think you need. So you can't digest stuff, you can't like sleep, your heart is pounding. You feel like you literally run through a wall, right?
Yeah.
So then like there's other states where it naturally does that. But since like social media is now, or like you're getting yelled at like school by a teacher, your brain thinks you're under danger, right? But like realistically, your life's in no danger. So it freaks out because like it's just like we're shutting down stuff so you could like either run or like fight something. And since you don't you just sit there, you don't do anything. All the like hormones and stuff, they like pile up in your body, which makes you like anxious and depressed and like all sorts of stuff. Because you're not having like a natural like reaction, like you're not going and running, you're not like fighting somebody, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the hormones just sit in your body, which is an issue because your brain thinks you're in like danger, and it's just like, oh wait, just kidding, sorry.
It's like yeah, we were a little bit wrong there.
Yeah, and then like so like people are eating food and they're like in a state of like anxiety, like their brain feels like they're in danger. So they're not properly digesting the food, they're not breaking it down. Even when people sleep, if they mouth breathe, for example, that tells the body that it's in like another state of danger. Because short breaths through your mouth is what you do when you're like being physically active, like when you're running. If you're really tired, you're breathing through your mouth.
Yeah.
Because that causes you to have more energy because it increases ATP production in the mitochondria.
Yeah.
So when you're sleeping, you're not actually being fully recovered because your brain thinks you're under danger. So it's like putting you in a shallow sleep.
Okay. Interesting.
So then,
that's all.
What's up?
That's all incredibly interesting. I have to be completely honest.
So I mean, I know you just laid out like a lot of different like I guess modern problems that people face today, and like why like a lot of us are anxious and stuff. But like, do you think realistically there's a way that, I mean, I know there is a way, but like, how would you say like in your life you've created like kind of a positive dopamine feedback loop that is like not just positive in the sense of like a positive feedback loop, but like actual like positive for your life, if you know what I mean?
That is a good ass question.
Okay, so basically, I am like obsessed with self-improvement for whatever reason. It might be because I'm locked at my house and I don't have like any friends here, right? But so like I've limited my use on social media. Like I don't have TikTok. Instagram I've limited to like 20 minutes a day. Twitter I'm also limited to like 20 minutes a day. So I basically try to filter out and ignore non-important like stuff. Because I'll talk about why later. But so I tried to block out stuff that allows me to like over consume.
Yeah.
So with the lack of stimuli, your brain wants to do stuff. So instead, like I'll like read a book. Like I don't know if you can see, I have like a pile of books over there. So like I read every day now, which is interesting.
I would not have pegged you for that.
I've been practicing Norwegian for like 200 days straight now. Jeg snakker norsk. That means I'm speaking Norwegian. So I've been learning Norwegian. I've started reading. I read a lot about different subjects now. I started working out. I look into like stuff I'm doing. And because I have like a lack of stimuli, like I'm not like overconsumed playing like video games or scrolling through like social media, I have a lot more energy and I need like to point it in a direction. So it like allows me to be more efficient and pick up something. Like I started doing like Amazon FBA. So like I have like a box over there full of textbooks that I'm going to be selling on like Amazon for trying to make like money off of it.
Okay. And
so basically, so basically I just cut out non-important stuff that won't benefit me. Like it doesn't help me anyway in the long run. And I've introduced habits to like keep myself entertained that are actually beneficial.
Yeah. What you said maybe a minute ago or so, you said that you're cutting off stimuli to make yourself more efficient. That in itself, right? Would you agree with that? That's pretty much what is going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So that in itself, I find to be probably like the life hack of life hacks. Because from what it sounds like you've kind of taken the past year of your life and just completely gone from focusing on, I guess, one thing, which was kind of running in a way. You know, obviously there's always other things, but you were really hyper focused on running. And then that became like not really such a great, I guess, mental environment. And then you basically did a 180, kind of like took a leap of faith, and then now you're spreading yourself so much evenly, but that also allows you to be more efficient so you can do like a lot of different things.
Yeah. So like one, I think efficiency is like this should be the goal in life. You want to become better at everything. Like you want to be more efficient in running. You want to be more efficient at studying. So you spend less time on it, right? So you have more freedom to do other stuff. So by like ignoring and blocking out other stimuli, you increase your mental like strength, which increases your discipline and stuff like that. But it also like I said, it gives me way more like focus to do other stuff, because focus, think of it like money. You have a limited amount of money, and every time you invest in something, it will compound. So let's say I keep playing video games, well, I'm going to keep spending more and more time. Or if I read, I'll start reading more and more. And like social media notifications, it's like a auto pay from your bank account. Like it's a subconscious thing, like you don't even think about it, like, oh, I got a notification, you pick up and look at your phone, you're distracted. It removes a certain amount of focus. So what you do when you allow yourself to get distracted by tons of different stimuli, you train your brain to think that there's no difference between important and unimportant stimuli. So you can't focus on doing your schoolwork because your brain values the notification on your phone just as much as your essay that's due at like 12.
Damn.
That's a really interesting way of looking at it. And, I really, when I had COVID, especially, like, because I was pretty consistent with going to the gym at least five times a week. And then when I had COVID, obviously I couldn't do that. And, I definitely saw myself subbing out a lot of that like dopamine that I was getting from the gym with like spending so much time on my phone and just like trying to distract myself, or not even trying to distract myself, but letting other things distract me. So yeah, that's definitely very true about the dopamine. Yeah.
It's the difference between important and unimportant stimuli, because there's like you said, there's so much stimuli. So like in our world today. So just being able to actually take a step back and realize that, hey, the notification on your phone, that's actually not important. So why do you keep looking at it? You know what I mean? Why is it so distracting to you? And it's because I guess those like immediate just like switches, like it grabs your attention, then you want more, and then you want more. And that's also probably subconscious. You don't even realize it.
Yeah, it's literally, that's why I said it was like an auto payment, because it's not even like you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You just do it automatically. Like it just happens.
That's wild. I've never thought about this stuff that way.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So like with one, you get more drive too when you're not constantly being overstimulated with like outside not important stuff.
Yeah.
So one, I get to think about stuff like way more like in depth, and two, I feel way more like reward for like doing a task, because your brain's just like, oh wow, this is awesome, and it hasn't gotten a hit of dopamine in a while, so it feels like stronger, it like has more meaning. So by like having like me ignoring other stuff, I guess filtering it out, it becomes like a stronger sensation, and it makes me want to like be like better, not like be better.
And I guess it kind of goes full circle with the, if you get rid of the unimportant stimuli, then it probably makes the habits that you're trying to build that much easier to build.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Because like rather than me having the option to sit and watch Netflix all day, I will read instead, because like I'm just sitting there bored.
Yeah.
So I have timer limits. Like I have like whatever. After that, it's just like, well, what do I do now? So it's either I just sit there doing nothing, or I read, or I figure out how to sell stuff on Amazon, or I learn more about like breath work, heretic stresses, stuff like that.
Yeah. So okay. So let me ask you a question for your own personal experience, or I guess goals. How far do you see yourself taking the minimalist stimuli point of view, or I guess lifestyle?
What exactly do you mean by that?
So I mean, from just what we've kind of talked from our conversation alone, okay, it's sort of been the phone and like devices like that that's been the main contributor to all the stimuli.
Yeah.
So in what way, like, would you ever personally get rid of your phone? Would you personally ever take a day to stop doing all of the, I guess, efficient lifestyle habits you're trying to build, and just sort of veg out, be a couch potato, or like how do you balance it all so in a way so you aren't hyper focused on it, but also can be efficient?
You could the way I've been doing it is I've been slowly introducing like more habits. I've been cutting down on like phone time. Like I'm not like just cold turkey doing it.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's like at the point where it's just I don't feel like mentally well. Like I'll have like a cloggy head and like stuff like that if I spend lots of time on social media. And since I guess I've programmed like my head from like dopamine hits of like doing like good stuff, I like don't feel right if I don't do that.
Yeah.
So like, don't get me wrong, every once in a while, sure, like I watch like Netflix. I'm not like a robot or anything.
Yeah.
But like I have the much less urge to do it, and it's just like a lot less satisfying.
It's not your go-to way to spend time anymore.
No.
Okay. That's
and
really...
so go ahead, Anthony.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna ask you're doing work and school at the same time right now, or is it what's your schedule looking like?
What I did is I made all of my classes completely like online, so that way I could work 9 to 5 like a full-time job. So then I just in my free time, since I'm not like playing video games, I could do my homework and then like read or some shit.
Okay.
Or so all my classes are completely online, which allows me to work basically full time. And then in my free time, I could work on Amazon stuff. I could read, I could work out, or like I'll hang out with my friends if like they're around.
Okay, yeah. I gotta be honest, I like the sound of this kind of lifestyle. I'm gonna look into this kind of stuff more. I really like it. But the one thing I've actually thought about in the past is, obviously me and Jonah, we have Head Start Running, and we don't use TikTok too often. I would post on it for Head Start Running. Maybe at times it's like once a month, at times it's like 3 times a month. But the amount of time I would spend on it is maybe like 6 hours a day. So honestly, I might just after this conversation alone, I might consider getting rid of that because it's exactly what we were saying it was. It's unimportant stimulus.
Yeah, it's making you like less focused on able to do stuff. So rather than just completely cutting it off, you could just put like a timer limit. So like if your iPhone, I'm assuming you have an iPhone, they have like set timer limits where they'll literally kick you off the app if like you hit like 30 minutes or like an hour on it. And it resets like every day. So that's what I use. So it just like pops me off.
And if you click on it, it just won't let you get back on.
And it gives you 3 options. It's 1 more minute, 15 more minutes, or ignore. Okay. So you could choose to not listen to it, but like I just like exit it,
And I guess coming full circle again, that comes back to the habits. You can't make it a choice. You just got to make it a decision.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, here we've been on for a pretty decent amount of time now. So, I mean, does anyone have anything else they want to say?
Mecca, anything you want to ask us or anything like that, or?
Nothing in particular other than like, how is like stuff going for you guys at college? You enjoying it?
I mean, Anthony, I feel like I know this is at the end of a really long podcast, but you want to like give the people a little bit of updates about like
I'll tell
where
you
your head's at with everything.
I'll give an update when there's an update to be given.
Okay. How about next podcast? Maybe just you and I will sit down, we'll chat.
Well, yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Talk about your training a little bit, or what's going on.
Talk about my training. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, just like whatever.
Okay, so recently I ran the most exciting title I've gotten has been I've gotten the Penn State club record in the mile and the Penn State club record in the 3K. So I ran 4:25 and then 8:47. And those that they're decent times. They're not anything like, oh my God, that's crazy. But so the 8:47, I think that's a good that's a really going to be a good indication of where the future's going, because I don't want to get too much into the details of my plans yet, but it's a good indication of my fitness. But something I'm trying to do now is I'm really trying to get my mileage up. So over the course of the next 10 weeks, I'm going to try and get around to 70 miles a week. And that's going to be a challenge because I've been at 45 for now consistently, like 4 months. So yeah, that's pretty much just where I'm at, but I'm in good shape. Need new shoes.
Are you training yourself, or do you have like a coach giving you stuff?
So actually, Mr. Leibowitz is training me.
Oh, that's cool. I like Leibowitz.
Yeah, he's been really helpful, and that's just been awesome because it's kind of we're sort of on a system other than this week, because this week I'm not doing workouts. I'm just kind of letting my body reset. But this week, past weeks, our system has sort of been workout Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and then Tuesday, Thursday I'll do like a normal run, and then Saturday would be a race, Sunday would be a long run, and then just somewhere in the mix of that, all of that, I'd either get in a swim and a bike plus a run. So training's been good, and it's been consistent, which I think is the best thing.
Yeah, consistency is like the big thing, you know, because if you're consistently like doing like good workouts, not like anything like you just want to consistently improve, you know, because compounding happens, and before you know it, it's going to be like, whoop.
Exactly. And that's really all I can hope for, just healthy consistency. So both like physically and mentally, because I don't want to get injured and I don't want to stop loving what I'm doing. So
yeah. Can I ask how are you finding it different? Are you enjoying it more or less from like the Lucas stuff?
so it's to be completely honest, it's not as different. I
mean, they're both like low mileage people, so that doesn't like surprise me that much, you know?
Yeah, because in the point where I've been doing lower mileage for a college athlete, I've also been doing high cross training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've probably been at a point where the way that it was described to me was I'm doing 40 miles a week, but I'm also doing an hour of cross training a week. So that can pretty much, that's give or take 50, give or take like miles. Yeah. You think about it that way. So now though, I'm actually at 50 miles a week plus the cross training. So I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. And I guess that also goes full circle again to building habits.
It's literally everything's like interconnected.
Yeah.
Like
a web.
Dude, it literally is.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, thank you for coming on today, Mecca.
Anytime.
Yeah. This was good. I feel like this has been one of the sole podcasts that I personally feel like I have walked away with lots of value from. So thank you.
I agree with that.
Thank you. I'm happy I could contribute. If you ever want to hear more information, either how the brain or the body works, or to how to do biohacks, I guess let me know, because I could talk about this stuff for like hours.
Okay. Yeah. No, definitely will do. Yeah.
It's kind of scary since I don't do anything else. I just like fixate on it.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad way to be. I mean, you're, like we said before, it's all about efficiency, and that's sort of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you're learning about in school, or you just kind of like you went on your own like kind of self-improvement journey and you just wanted to like really dial in on how we can be more focused?
All right. So it started off because I'm super into like Wim Hof. He's a dude with like 27 world records, mainly based around cold exposure, and like, hey, he's a very, very good control over his autonomic nervous system, which means he could like control his body to like a molecular level. He could raise temperature in his body. He could do like a bunch of stupid, crazy stuff. And basically he trained, like you could go like hang out with him and he'll train you. And at the end of the 4-day training, he takes like everybody up a mountain and they walk up in nothing but like sneakers and like shorts. And I'm literally so obsessed with him. So like I got super into that stuff. Which then led me to learning more about breath work, because his main is like breathing exercises and cold exposure. So then I started going down like the breath work loophole. And then after the breath work loophole, one of the books I was reading was talking about this other guy who does like biohacks, and he's like super into like mental stuff, which is now what I'm reading now, which is Mind Lifts by Casper von de Moulin.
Okay. And what's the main takeaway you got from that?
From which part?
the book you're reading now.
Oh, this is mainly the one about like focus and stuff like that. I'm like only like halfway through though. He covers a lot of stuff. He's very interesting.
Do you remember the specific conversation from high school when we said you're either gonna die at 20 or live till you're like 150?
Yes.
You're gonna live till you're 150.
Dude, the goal is I want to be lifting more than my grandchildren. That's just the goal. That I'm gonna live in the middle of nowhere and I'm gonna have a wolf dog as like a pet, right?
Just no, it's gonna watch you from 100 feet away. Just like you're never gonna actually like feed it or anything, but it's just gonna be there at all times.
Be my guardian.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, check up on me in like 20 years. Just like remind yourself, and you're just like, be like, what is Mecca doing now?
Yeah.
If I'm not dead, I swear I'll have a wolf dog as a pet, and I'll be like ripped. All right.
Okay.
That, and maybe I'll learn how to like use like a battle axe, so I could be like a Viking.
Be like a lumberjack in like Alaska.
Dude, Alaska's really cool. That was one of the few places I've ever been on vacation to that I'd like actually want to live there.
Oh, really?
One, I love cold weather, and two, like I don't like being around a lot of people, and then three, just fucking beautiful. So it's just like, this is awesome.
You hit all the boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here this conversation has definitely made me want to get you on for another one. So not this season, but next season we'll try to fit you in for one more. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
I feel like we should get like Mecca and Andrew on one together.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down for it.
All right. Thank you for coming on again, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. Thank you, Mecca. See ya.
See you guys.